The massive Zephyrian vessel hung in Earth's orbit like a crystalline cathedral, its bioluminescent hull pulsing with colors that had no names in any human language. Ambassador Kethavar stood before the assembled human delegation, his forearms spread wide in what his species considered a gesture of friendship. "We come to offer alliance," Kethavar announced, his translated words echoing through the United Nations Assembly Hall. "The Zephyrian Collective extends its protection to your young species." Dr. Nehal Rahman leaned forward in her seat, her dark eyes studying the alien ambassador with scientific curiosity. As Earth's lead xenobiologist, she had been dreaming of this moment since childhood. Beside her, Captain Adnan Shah of the Earth Defense Corps maintained his military bearing, though she could see the questions forming behind his steady gaze. "We are honored by your offer," Secretary General Morrison replied diplomatically. "What would this alliance entail?" Kethavar's translator buzzed as he processed the question. "Your species shows promise. Raw potential. We would guide you, protect you, share our technology. In return, you would serve the greater galactic community." Adnan's hand tightened almost imperceptibly on his tablet. Nehal caught the movement. They had worked together on enough first contact protocols to read each other's reactions. "That's generous," Adnan said, standing slowly. His voice carried the calm authority that had made him the youngest captain in the Defense Corps. "But I have to ask, protect us from what? Serve against whom?" A ripple of uncertainty passed through Kethavar's bioluminescent patches. The question seemed to catch him off guard. The threats that exist in the galaxy, of course. The enemies of peace." Nehal rose beside Adnan, her scientific mind already dissecting the evasive answer. "Could you be more specific? We've been monitoring galactic communications for decades. We know about the trade disputes with the hegemony, the territorial conflicts in the spiral arms, the resource wars in the outer rim. Which conflicts would we be expected to participate in? All threats to galactic stability must be addressed," Kethavar replied, his color patterns shifting to what their xenopsychology team had identified as discomfort. "Surely you understand the need for unity against chaos." "Actually," Adnan said, pulling up his holographic display, "we've done some research." The air above the assembly filled with star charts and tactical analyses. "Your collective has been involved in 17 territorial expansions in the last century. Each time you offered protection to smaller species before absorbing their worlds into your empire." Kethavar's four eyes widened. "How could you possibly—" "We're good at pattern recognition," Nehal interrupted. "It's one of our species' strengths. We looked at the data from your own public records, cross-referenced it with refugee testimonies, and analyzed resource flows through your trade networks. The alien ambassador's bioluminescence flared bright yellow. What their team had learned was equivalent to human anger. You dare to question our methods? We have brought order to thousands of worlds." "Order," Adnan repeated, his voice growing harder. "Is that what you call the forced relocation of the Timerians? Or the cultural integration programs that wiped out the Valaxan languages?" Secretary General Morrison looked between the humans and the alien, sweat beading on his forehead. This wasn't going according to the diplomatic script they had prepared. Kethavar drew himself up to his full height, towering over the human delegation. "Your species is barely capable of interplanetary travel. You have no right to judge civilizations that have spanned the galaxy for millennia. We offer you advancement beyond your primitive dreams and you respond with accusations? We respond with questions," Nehal said firmly. "It's what we do. We question everything, analyze everything, learn everything we can. And what we've learned is that your alliance isn't protection. It's conquest with better marketing. You think your small world can stand alone?" Kethavar's voice carried genuine bewilderment. "The galaxy is vast and dangerous. Without guidance, your species will destroy itself within centuries." Adnan exchanged a look with Nehal, and she saw the same thought reflected in his eyes that was forming in her own mind. "Maybe," Adnan said slowly, "but that's our choice to make. And if we're going to fail, we'll fail on our own terms." "Besides," Nehal added, her scientific curiosity overriding diplomatic protocol, "we've noticed something interesting in your historical records. Every species you've guided stopped innovating within a few generations. They stopped asking questions, stopped exploring, stopped growing. Is that the advancement you're offering us?" Kethavar's bioluminescence dimmed to a sullen purple. "Innovation without guidance leads to chaos. Questions without proper authority lead to disorder. This is why younger species require supervision. And this, Nehal said quietly, is why we're going to have to decline your generous offer. The silence that followed was deafening. Kethavar stared at the human delegation, as if they had just announced their intention to breathe vacuum. "You refuse?" he finally managed. "We refuse," Secretary General Morrison confirmed, finding his voice. "Humanity appreciates the Zephyrian collective's interest, but we must respectfully decline your alliance." Kethavar's forearms gestured wildly. "This is unprecedented. No species has ever refused our protection. You don't understand what you're rejecting." "We understand perfectly," Adnan replied. "We're rejecting the easy path, the safe path, the path that leads to stagnation and dependence. We're choosing the hard road, the one where we make our own mistakes and find our own solutions." "Your choice will doom your species," Kethavar warned, his bioluminescence now a threatening deep red. Nehal smiled, and for the first time since the negotiations began, it was genuine. "Maybe, but it will be our doom earned by our choices. And who knows? Maybe we'll surprise you. Maybe we'll find a third option that no one else has thought of yet." As the Zephyrian ship departed Earth's orbit, its crystalline hull reflecting the blue-white light of humanity's home star, Adnan and Nehal stood together on the observation deck of the orbital station. "Think we made the right choice?" Adnan asked. Nehal watched the alien vessel disappear into hyperspace. "I think we made the human choice. And in the end, that's all we can do. Be ourselves. Ask our questions and see where the answers take us." Behind them, Earth continued its ancient rotation, carrying 8 billion humans who had just chosen uncertainty over safety, questions over answers, and freedom over protection. The galaxy would never be quite the same.